Hi guys, it's me Karen and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing part 3 of this picture here. Part 1 was all the wood parts. Part 2 was all the leaves and the berries and floor. Some of the fruit was done on the first one too. Today we're going to do the little fur on the mice. I thought about just doing them in the watercolor colors. So we got out a bunch of grays. They're the cool grays. Warm grays are a little too brown for gray. So I'm just gonna kind of do them in the gray. I might do this little guy over here in brown, I'm not sure. But so I have cold gray 1, 2, 3, and 4 out. And we're just gonna use one, if I can find one. One. I gotta get out the water brush too. Forgot about that. Okay, Pentel water brush. And we're just gonna do mom here. Gonna put the light gray back in this area. We'll darken her up a little bit though. So I'm just gonna start with the light gray. We're also gonna give her a little bit of a pink inside her ear. So I'm gonna just go up one side real light here because I'll be able to bring that across. And I'll go in with a little bit of the cold gray number 3 and just put some of that in a more shaded areas. That ear behind her, a little around her nose, and a little around her eye. Okay, then we're just going to get this wet. I need to get a rag out. Oh, I'm not wiggling the camera. I was working last night on all my Christmas cards and still have tinges of blue all over me, let alone my desk. So we're just going to activate this. It's going to be really light to start with. We can go over this with the pencil, but I wanted to get some of this laid down here. Get the pink. And put a little on her nose if it comes down that far. Okay. We'll get her hand down here. I know there's a little red in there, but that's okay. Gonna go in with number 4 and get a little shadow there. There we go, one little hand. And then we'll go over and do her, because I can't make her brown. She would blend right into the table. I'd like her to be a little light. So put the light all over. Put the pink in her ears too. Then we'll go in with number, turn it the right way, number 4, and we will see if we can darken that area up here, up to her eyes. And a little up in this area here. Okay. And we'll just activate that. Okay, and a little up in this area here. Okay. And we'll just activate that. 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 Okay. And we'll just activate that and inner ears. Tiny bit on her nose. Make sure it's all activated. Okay. Now if we want to make him darker so he doesn't blend in with the floor, I'm going to have to get out some browns. Hold on. Okay, I got out Van-dyck-brown. And we're going to do kind of the basic thing we did before, is just put the dark down around here, some up on his ear, a little heavier around this side, coming down his nose a little bit, up to his eye, around his eye. We're going to go over this all with pencil, so if it's not to your liking, it's okay. You're just going to put a base down. Up that ear. I'm going to turn it a little here so I can blend that into his cheek area. And keep the darkness over on that side. Okay, and his little feet. Now I'm going to put a little on the plastic sheet here. It's just a cutting board from the dollar store that I cut down to size. It's just going to be easier than trying to color in that tiny little spot. Take a little of that out. Didn't need to be so dark. There we go, and his little foot. I didn't put any pink in his ear, so what I'm going to do is just put it on the plastic sheet. Pick some of that up. And put it in his ears. You don't have to do pink, you can do brown. You can, I'm going to put a little pink in his feet too, just a little touch. And I didn't do her hands, so I can put a little pink in her hands and then get a little gray here. And put it on the tips. There we go. And if I want to darken her up any, I can add some more of that in here too. But that's what the pencils are for. Okay. So we got our base color down. What I like about the watercolor is you can go back in and reactivate it if you want to get a little bit more of that blending going on there. All right. Gosh, I have to do her clothes too, don't I? Oh, yes I do. Okay, mom's shawl, mom's dress, mom's apron. Let me just work on him. He might be a little easier. We'll give him some blue pants. Go in with Persian blue. He could be wearing like little blue jeans. I wonder if this would be like a little romper with a vest on, or if he's wearing an apron too. And why I made him a boy, I don't know. Probably because he's wearing pants. Yeah, I don't know. It's been one of those mornings here. So we're just going to activate that. A lot of water there. Dry that up a little bit before it really bends up the paper. Like I said, we could always add pencil in it. His vest. I'm going to go with a green. And I pulled out pine green. Okay, and then I'll hopefully do this without blending it in with the blue down below. Should really wait between putting two colors together. For one to dry. Whoops. Oh, he's got a tail over here. I think he's the only one with a tail, so we gotta do his tail. He's brown. There we go. Forgot about that. Just a light brown there. Try not to get that on his pants. Okay, we'll leave his shirt alone for a bit. It's too much water. I can give her like a yellow skirt with flowers. Yellow, yellow. This one, what do we got? Dark cadmium yellow. It's one I reach for a lot, I notice. And we didn't do those. That's because I don't know what they are. Okay. Just going to pull some of that color up. Here we go. Okay. We'll give that same color to the little stuffed animal we have here. Been asked a lot why I jump around my page when I'm coloring. I do that so I'll have the uniformity of color in here. So I've got yellow here, I put yellow here, I need to put yellow someplace on this side of the page. So instead of forgetting, which is something I'm really good at, I do it now. So I'm going to put some of that in the teapot too. So it just kind of brings your color over here. And maybe I will do this jar here. Still not sure what's in our jars. Do our label on those guys. Okay, so that brings our yellow all the way across our page, which works for me. Okay, her apron. Guess I could do her sleeve, because it would be a full, complete dress, wouldn't it? I would think so. There we go. All right, apron would be one color and shawl would be another. Bring in some burnt ochre. We'll do the shawl in this color. These little dots should be open work, so I'll try my bestest not to get too much in there, or I'm just going to have to put white dots in those when I get to them. There we go. It's a little more out there and a little more out there. All right. I'm thinking that also goes under her chin because there's a couple of dots here. Maybe I'll put a little on this side. Way too much color on that. Just really light under her chin. Okay. Now our apron, what do I do with my little plastic sheet? I'm going to mix a couple of colors here. So we'll put down the same color that I did her shawl in, and we're going to throw some white in there. If I can remember where the white is. Oh, how about some cream? What is this? Ivory. Okay, so we'll take a little bit of that and we'll mix it into the ivory. And make kind of an off-white for her apron. Add a little more of the brown to it till you get some shading there. There we go. Gonna throw a little in the pear here. Seems to me like, I missed a blueberry. And yeah, I'm still calling them blueberries. Just gonna blend that right over in here too. All right, pear. I think since I got the pear a little wet, we might as well just go this way. We're going to put some of that same yellow in her dress. A little of this cadmium yellow lemon. Leave that out, Karen. And May green. That kind of looks like a pear color combination. So we're just going to color in the pear while we're here. Put a yellowish highlight there. And then a darker green of some sort here. Yeah, we'll throw a little. This is earth green yellowish. There we go, a pair. And then we need the blueberry color. Do we remember what that was? I think I'll have to check. Because I'm not sure I remember. Go to my video and we'll find out, shall we? What color I used for the blueberries. Blue violet. Shh, be quiet. Blue violet, light ultramarine. Trying to find it. Well, it's not over there, so it must be over here. That's the reddish blue. Cobalt blue. Oh boy. Hold on a second, I think I'll find it. Nothing like having to go back and look at your own video to find out what colors you used, huh? Okay, I used the, yeah, halo blue reddish for the darkest part and the bluish turquoise color for, I still don't think this one's right. It was a light turquoise blue. Oh boy. This one. Okay. It's the light cobalt turquoise blue. So we're just going to go in here and put the first color down and dab in a little of that light blue and color that berry up. Oh boy. Blueberry done. Okay. We have to do her dress. Really got to think about it because the only pink we have in here are their ears, but that's all the pink we really need. That's a highlight. I don't really want to do her dress in a bright pink because I would have to add pink someplace else, but I mean, that wouldn't hurt. Some of these glasses could be pink. The dishes, the teapot. I actually think that's a soup tureen. There's no tea handle pot. This is the teapot over here. Okay. I'm going to do her dress pink. This is the same pink we used in the ears. It's Pink Madder Lake. I don't know if I even mentioned that when I was doing that. So we'll add a little pink in here. There we go. Activate that up. And we'll give the little little baby mouse over here a little bit of pink in their ear here, and around the nose, a little on the collar, probably a little tiny bit on the pads of the feet and hands there. Okay. And I said I could bring some up here, so I have a tiny bit on the pad. Why don't we do... We'll do this in a pink color. And we'll do these glasses in a pink. Kind of give them a depression glass color. You could do those in green too if you want. And we'll do this little cup here. Okay, pink, pink. We should have something pink over here. Plate for the candle. I'll throw the pink in that. Okay, that's good. We can do his shirt now. We're going to do the same thing we did with the apron over here. Just mix those colors back up and add some of that color in his shirt. It's not much of a color, but it's not white anymore. And we can shade that in with pencils. We can put a little up here in his cheek too. All right. I'm also going to use a little bit darker tone of that on his dough here. See, he's rolling out a dough. And I think that'll make a good color. His rolling pin should be darker, so we'll put a little of that darker brown in that. Gonna throw a little Van-dyck-brown in it too. All right. Gotta figure it out. I'm inking the wall, by the way. So don't think I'm gonna touch that with the pencils. We're gonna put a little Van-dyck-brown in the picture frames. There we go. Did have a comment that instead of being a fish flipping thing, that could be a butter paddle. Do whatever you want with it. I'm going to put a little of that Van-dyck-brown over on these sticks that are coming out of this bucket. Bring that color to the other side of the page. And then The tabletops on here, I was going to do kind of like a concrete color. Kind of break up the kitchen a little bit instead of brown, 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 brown all over that. And I'll bring up the gray that way and bring down the gray by putting a concrete countertop in. And we're going to, while I'm here, use one of these grays and finish up our little pot here. So I'm going to put, it's the cool gray 4 and the cool gray 1 together on this sheet, and we're going to mix them to come up with a medium. Yeah, you could say, why didn't you just use a medium gray? Coulda, but I didn't. Put a little darker up here underneath the rim. It's going to pull some of those colors out of the flower I put down because those are watercolor. Just have to be careful about that. And the lid. I'm going to pull some of that color out. To do that, you just make sure your brush is clean and just water coming down, and it pulls it out. Okay, we'll let that sit. It's a little dark. There we go. All right. We still have leaves I didn't do. Chrome oxide green. Just going to put it on the pad. We're going to color up these grape leaves. Okay. Somebody said something over here was rose hips. I'm going to kind of do them as I started, going to make them kind of an olivey color. Just going to take that green that I just used, stick it into the madder brown, and we're just going to color those up. The rose hips, you could just put red in there. I'm going to pull some of that color down the side here and darken that area up. Just do the same thing on this side, just darken that up there. All right. We have a counter back here, so all that has to be one color also. Let's see. The walls are going to be done kind of in a yellow brown color, kind of like I do in the ink house. So it'll be scattered straw going on the back, and then some like little spots with a stamp. So I want to get this counter not that color, but I have to bring a color down. I don't know if I want it green. And I have to do these in all the dishes, so let's do the dishes. We can use the same colors for most of the dishes, unless you want them colorful. You can do them colorful. I'm going to pull in some of the ivory and a brown. And I'm going to do them kind of like white dishes. that you could definitely add color to them. Make them blue, pink, yellow, green, whatever you want. Just going to pull in that same color. And we're going to go over this with pencil so we can add shading in here. I'm going to do that to the cups. This pie plate. This cup here. I'll color in those little leaves. Okay, we can add a little of this color also to this cup. Tone down the pink a little bit. So it's more of a peachy color. There we go. Throw it over here too. All right, this bowl, we're going to do it the same. Throw in that color, then we'll color in the leaves with pencil. And we have a gem, or whatever this is. I'm going to do the lid in that color. And the label. And then this bowl down here. Throw in a little of that Van-dyck-brown and get a little more shading in there. Okay. All right. I may have to do that after I figure out the background here. We're also going to put it over here, the same color. We're just going to give a base coat to that. Okay. And the candle. There we go. Bowl up there. All right. Now the fun part. We're going to do the countertops. I'm going to do it on the plastic sheet. Excuse me, this is the not the color I want. Wow, that would have been interesting. Cold gray 4. I have to make a lot of this, so we'll put a lot down. And this one is cold gray 1. I hope I'm not coloring it. It looks like I am. Let's do it over here. Is this it? Yep. Okay. We're going to mix these two together. And we're going to throw a tiny bit of the green in here. That is the cadmium, what was it, chrome oxide green. And then we're going to do these countertops. You can do any kind of countertop you want. Please, just because I'm doing it in concrete doesn't mean you have to. But if you ever want to know how to do a concrete countertop, that's what I'm doing. Okay, just keep going across. Okay, it should be a little darker on this side. You can do that also with pencil, so you don't have to mess it too much with this. Just gonna put it on the back counter too. Now remember, we put Posca over here, so you want to be careful. You can paint over it. It's been a couple of days, but it will lift because it is an acrylic paint. So put it there, leave it. Don't mess with it. Don't go over and over it again. Just darken that up a bit more. And over here. Should just do this with the pencil, Karen. Yes, you should. Okay, so we've got our cement concrete there. We've got grays, browns, blues, blah, 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 blah. Everybody's everywhere. We have to bring some green up here, so we'll just use that chrome green that we had down below and color in this treetop up here. And what is this, a flower? We can bring up some of that pink or red. We'll put that pink down and we'll bring in some of the madder that we had used on the apple. And we'll just mix those two together. And we'll just color in this flower here. Can add a little in there just to darken those colors up a little. We can throw some of that in her dress too if we want. Okay, just seeing where I need more color. We have that. It's a jar. see, what color do I have here? I'll kind of do that brownish color. I don't know what would be in this jar. Herbs or something, I guess. There we go. Still got to figure out that color. This bucket is going to be gray. We'll just grab the gray that we used for the countertop. And we'll put it on here. Goes all the way down, I think. There we go. Guess we could lighten those up a little bit. We'll do that with pencil. Do. Okay, and up here in the window, I'm going to add like a bush in here. So I'm going to put down some greens. So that is the May green, green earth yellowish, chrome oxide green. And I'm going to mix a couple of these. And I'm just going to go out here and kind of put in the look of a bush outside. Okay. And that would be one bush, and we'll just make it a different color on the other side. Put another bush over here. Okay. And then we'll do a blue sky up there. That just kind of gives us something to look at outside the window. We'll add to it with pencil, don't worry about that. They have nothing in our picture frames over here. They could be windows too, for all I know. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add a little foliage over here. So we're just going to add a bush in the corner. And then an opposite side up here, we'll add another little greenery blob. And then we'll add a blue sky in there. And if they're windows, then they look like windows. And if they're not windows, then somebody painted a pretty picture. All right. Background. Oh, this little blob up here. We have to color that in too. I'm so trying. We're almost getting there. Gonna take some of that Van-dyck-brown here. We're gonna go around the bottom of that and over here in this curl. Just a little up here on the top. And we'll see how this works out. Okay, we'll add some of that creamy color that we made onto these plates here too. There we go. And I think we can go brownish on that countertop bottom. So I'm going to bring in the Van-dyck-brown, a lot of that, and the ivory. Just going to mix those up. Okay. Be a brown, but a different brown from the wood. Goes to here. Okay. May not have been the best choice, but it's done. Okay. What else going to do? I have to wait for the background till all of this is dry, and I probably will put a fixative down first because all this watercolor and a water-based ink will smear. Just know it. Okay, so I'm going to let this completely dry, and then I will come back and do some shading. Okay, got my hands cleaned. Got a phone call coming in too, so sorry about that. So there we have fun inking done. I brought out the colors that I colored the mice in, sharpened the pencils to a sharp point. I have and I kept calling this 4. I think this is actually 5. Sorry about that. I mean, you're probably all yelling at me about that. 5, 3, 1, and the Van-dyck-brown. And I'm just going to shade in some areas, and I'm going to bring the camera and angle it so I don't try to... Yep, I got to move a little more, sorry. There we go. I can get down here and not put the pencil in and have it all blurry. I want to put a little shadow under her eyes here. I want to make her cheeks a little rounder. And then we have the center of her face here. We want to bring some of that up. So we're just going to lightly bring it up. I'm not going to try to put too much like hair strokes here, but I'll put a few. Pull some down. Give her some shading up here and around her cheek here. Okay, and then we'll just darken up her mouth a little here. And we want to darken the bridge because she's looking straight at you. Her ears. And put a little more of that down here on her hands instead of pink hands. And just lightly bring that in. So we'll use a lighter gray here. This is the one. And just kind of color it in here. I am going to use that color I used on the ducky on their eyes. One of her eyes is bothering me, so my scratch paper. Make sure this works. Because this is a glaze pen, it sometimes dries up on the ball. So I'm going to make both her eyes the same size. So this one's pretty big. I'm going to make that one just as big. Got that in there. And there we go. We'll do Mom's eye while we're here. I'm going to take out the little white dot. We'll put that in with Posca. So we'll get that taken care of. We'll shade him in since we've got the Van-dyck-brown out. Just kind of follow his face up too. Around his nose. And down here around his eye. Up his ear. Darken this one a lot because it's behind. Okay, little on his hands, little on his feet. We'll put a little on that rolling pin too. All right. Mom, we got to do the same thing. Try to avoid all the eyes. They aren't dry yet, so I'm going to turn the page. Got Mom's face in here. And we'll just bring some of that gray up. Bring the gray into her ear here. Darken this one up. Okay. Bring in the, I don't even know which one I'm using anymore. The light gray. We didn't do these flowers yet either. Just trying to get finished here. Bring that up in there. Over here in the mouth a little more. And just a little in here. We'll do her hands the same way. And she's only got one hand there. Okay. We'll bring in a brown, but not this one that I colored him in. So, raw umber will work. And on all the bowls that I went around in, and I need some shadowing in, I'll just bring that color in. We want to darken the bottom of it. Trying to speak. There's a rim here. We want to kind of go under that and inside the bowl. So you know that there's depth in there. Okay, same on this one. Darken the bottom. Just blend it up lightly. The edge under those leaves. Back in here a little darker. There's a little piece up here I think I missed. I'll fix that. Okay. Get that color in there. And let's see. These guys I did the ink with. You can darken this little bottle up here. And a little color there that came down from the, should have got yellow in there. I don't know if I can. There's a little. There. Okay. This is where we have the Posca, so we have to color that in with a pencil. Try to make that look right. Gonna just darken these areas up a little bit. Okay, we have another bowl here, and we're just gonna darken this edge, the bottom, inside just a little bit. And we'll do that with the handle up here too. Okay, the knife, the handle can be brown. If I use brown, I can cover up the red that was down there. Blade has to be silver. Okay, what else we got? We can darken these frames up a little bit just by pulling it out in the corners or windows, whatever you want them to be, because I don't know. And you can do whatever you want on your picture. Okay, plates. I think I'll darken them just a little bit here. So we're just going to pull some of this across. Make that a plate down there. It may not be one, but if it's that color, you have your eyes drawn down there and it can pretend to be one. Do a little on the bowls. And these cups up here. Okay. A little up in this piece. Just a little darker up here. It's so bright, it's in the background, so it should be darker. Okay, our little bowl here, or bottle of blue. Oh, that's the wrong color. I mean, it's a good color, it's just, it's watercolor. Want the regular one. Which one is this? Light cobalt turquoise. Okay. So we're just going to use the real color, the pencil, and get that a little bluer here. And I put some of that up here in these glasses to make them blue, and then this label. Okay. Our candle needs to be a little better. So I'm going to bring in the ivory, turn the page, I'm going to color the underside of the wax here, bring in the raw umber on top of that just ever so lightly. And then back to the ivory. We want to look like that's melting, so we're going to kind of just darken those edges up a little bit. There we go. Throw some of that on the plate. We didn't do the handle very good. We're going to throw a little pink in that. There we go. We have not done those flowers. This is the watercolor. Just going to put it in there and then activate it real quick. Okay, in our table here, we're going to take the Cool Gray 5 and we're going to shadow underneath our bowls, our cups, our pie. And you can bring some of that color up. Concrete is a man-made product, so it's not going to be perfect. So you can bring in some imperfections. Like some dots here and there, pits. Darken the back side too. Keep the front light. Same up here. We got to blue or brown. Darken it back up. Under the pots, under the bowls. And you can just give it some extra color here and there. Okay. Still got to do that. What color do I need to bring down? We have the orange that we have up here. So let's see. Bring down the dark chrome. We'll even add it up here a little bit. Put a little shadowing on her dress. You can use this to shadow Mom's dress. And this little bottle up here. Make it have a lid. Okay, that brings down that color. Put a little on this one too. And then down here, we're just going to touch these and give them a little something something going on down here. Okay. Leave that out. Pink. What was the pink I used? What was it called? Pink Matter Lake. I think I'm going to be able to find that. Maybe. Pink Matter Lake. Here we go. We're going to touch up her dress here. Touch everybody's ears up just a little bit. Just going to run it up in these glasses too. A little bit of color there. All right. Find things on my desk. White Prisma for the clothing. I have to sharpen that. Too sharp, it's a Prismacolor. We're just gonna add in some white wrinkles in here. Just soften that up a little bit. We can give her a little white around her face too. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here for Mom. Just a little bit. Over her shawl. And her apron. Pear needs a stem. Hopefully I don't forget, and we're going to just darken the bottom of that pear up a little bit. Oh, raw umber, if you're wondering. Sorry about that. Okay. His pants here too need a little bit of there we go. Did I bring out that blue? A little bit of the turquoise. Okay. Green. Just a touch up. And if you want to touch up the water, you can touch up your water. We could put little bubbles in it. You can take it and blend these colors in if you want. You can use a blender stick. Just lightens it up enough. Okay. What else? Put a little in this bottle here. Give it a shine. The glasses. This bottle. And the glasses over here in the coffee cups. Put plates, whatever that is. We can put cocoa in that or something. We could have a cup up there with something in it. There we go. The little leaves on this bowl. Just bring in olive green yellowish. And we'll do a red ring around the top. Red. Middle cadmium red. Okay, kind of goes with the apples. Let's see. Cadmium yellow here just to add into those leaves. To her little mouse. Should we make it gray? That's 3. Going with 2. And just make it a soft gray. Okay, we'll throw a little white, make sure it doesn't have any other color in it. Okay, and we'll do the eyes on that too. There we go. The knife. Cover up that little bit of red that's in there, or try. Add that up in the concrete too. And his cutting board should have some color to it. We're just going to take the ink pad that we had and we're just going to rub it in 2 sections. Boom, it's got color. The little ladle here, there's some gray in that. Little spoon. Okay. All right, I'm gonna bring in the Posca pen. We're gonna redo these bubbles here. Bubbling whatever in there. We can add some bubbles in here. Give it kind of a soapy look. I don't know if we're washing the towel or what, but that's kind of fun. Okay. Each little guy here gets a dot in their eyes. Even the little guy, if we can do it. The duck. go. And then I need my black pencil. Oh. And we're just going to go around the eyes and darken them up a little bit with their little front and back areas. Okay. Let's see. We need a few more bubbles in here. I want those solid. I'm going to put little shines on our fruit here. The center of our flowers. Our candle can be dripping down. Then we'll go underneath it and darken it a little bit more. Maybe just a little more shine on those glasses. I know our pot's way over here and in the dark, but we're going to put a little shine on it too. Maybe a little here on this rim. There's a tiny bit of red there, so I want to get that out. Okay, maybe a little shine here. A little on the ladle. Or whatever this is. A little in the pans. Take a little of the orange that we have here. Just go over that one just a tiny bit, not so white. Should really wait for it to dry, but it's okay. There we go. I think we will take a little of that pink and just go under her collar a little bit more here, so it will stand out a little bit. It's supposed to be a softer pink. There we go. Do, 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 do. A little bit the white in here. There we go. Well, I think I am done. Get you up here a little bit. What do you think? I think we finished. If I do anything else, you'll see it in the picture at the end of the video. I doubt I will. I might just darken up a few little areas, but that's it. So I hope you enjoyed. I really had fun with this one. So I will see you in another video, guys. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Okay, guys, I'm back. What I did is I put some sparkle on this. So I'm going to really try to let you see it, if you can, okay? So we put stickles on it, on the bucket, on the teapot, up on top of all those little berries up there, on the bottles. I put a bow in the little mouse's hair here with a little bit of Posca, and then went over it with pencil. And it's just the same color as her dress. She's got glitter on her also, the bubbles down here, in the little bowls and the berries. Mommy's dress, I colored in the flowers just the same color, and all the little dots that are around here in her pocket. The apples, the window, the pots, and the candle. I know you can't see it terribly well, but it really is really pretty with the brown tones and such on here. So I just thought I'd let you know what I did there. And I hope you enjoyed. So thanks, guys. Bye.